Today in this 2015 Toyota Tacoma, we're going to review and install the Pop and Lock Custom Tailgate Lock, part number PAL8540. Alright, this is what the Pop and Lock looks like when it's installed in our truck. Very similar, or actually identical, to the original lock that we replaced. The original tailgate lock has a camera. It has an option for that, so you don't lose it. It goes right back in its original spot. Very similar latch right here to open it up. And it also has a key lock. It actually works with ignition key. One way to lock, and this way to unlock. And of course it's electric powered, so we can lock it. And unlock it. Now if your tonneau cover fully secured, the tailgate's also secured to keep anything that's inside protected. First off, we need to get access to the original lock, and that means getting access to it behind this panel here. We have 15 screws to remove using a T30 Torx bit. Pick it up, push it forward just a little bit, and get this panel out of the way. Next, we need to remove these two rods from the original lock. We'll push on this side of the clip here, and it comes apart, and we pull this up and out of the way. We got one here to do, and we have this one to do as well. Now we'll go ahead and remove two bolts right here, since this has a backup camera built into it, using a 10mm socket. Just tuck that out of the way for now. Now remove two more bolts here and here that help hold the lock into place. Now we need to work with this rod that's on the driver's side. We'll go ahead and remove it from the clip, pushing it forward towards the front of a truck. And there's another clip underneath the sheet metal here that we have to remove as well. So we're going to push it this way to release it. Okay. Take a rod out. It goes like this. We'll rotate it, put it back into place. There. So a rod will not go back into this clip right here. Right now, we need to take a part off our original factory tailgate lock. This little gasket has to be removed, and we'll reuse it on our new lock. I'm going to use a flat blade screwdriver to help kind of pop it up off the pins. Working my way around. Then we'll take it and reinstall it on our new lock by lining the pins up. Now we go ahead and start putting our pieces together for the lock. Make sure that this red one here is rotated as close as possible, clockwise, next to this assembly right here. We'll work it in from the bottom. That little red clip, you need to move to get it out of the way, give it some clearance. Put it into place. Now we'll take this assembly here, make sure the rods are out of the way. This is going to be a little bit of a tight fit, kind of jiggle them together a little bit. And this black plastic part here has to fit over the top here of this piece of metal. So you kind of have to rock it together a little bit, then push together at the same time. Now go ahead and reinstall original screws to help hold everything together. Now since ours has a camera, there's a little plate right here we have to remove. So there's a couple little tabs I'm just going to push in with the screwdriver and help release it. And then we'll go ahead and take our camera, put it back into that spot right there, and reinstall the hardware. Now we'll go ahead and take our rods, put them back into place. We'll go ahead and try out the lock manually first. Remove the handle, make sure it unlocks, and then that makes it lock and unlocks. All right, now we need to go ahead and work for wiring. We'll start with the small wire harness right here. This will all reside inside the tailgate. We need to run, these will eventually hook up to these two wires right here, color for color. Now, we have to run these through an access hole on our tailgate and then into the truck. We're actually going to follow the same path as the backup camera does. So I'm going to loosen up these cables and I'm going to drill a small access hole here and here into the plastic so we can run our connections through. There's a couple of tabs right here you can use to release it with, and a couple more of these guys to loosen up. And we'll loosen up this little clip right here too. Now let's drill a couple of small holes, just enough to get our connections through. Now these are designed to come apart. There's a little clip at the end. Take it apart, and then we can use it. Now we can drill it a little bit easier. Okay, we have one done here. We'll do one more going over here. We'll go underneath the truck now and run our wire harness through an opening here and out to our tailgate. So now we'll go ahead and take our wires and run it through the hole we drilled. It's gonna be a tight fit, but it'll work. We'll thread that down. Put this whole assembly back in. And then we can go ahead and reinstall our clips. Don't forget we'll run our cable to the inside here. Make sure that all goes back into place. And we're set. And then we'll simply push these guys together. We use some of our zip ties to help all our wires stay in place. And I'm also going to use some electrical tape to help them stay together, basically, and give them a little bit extra protection. We'll give them one more zip tie. Back underneath our truck, we're going to take a long harness here, and we'll take this in and clip these two guys together until they snap. And I'm going to take our long wire here and I'm going to route it up towards the front of the truck. Okay, now we'll go ahead and show you how I routed the wires. This is a wire that came up from the tailgate, and I just loosely wrapped it around this wire harness right here. We come to the other side. Got easy access to a disconnect right here. If you ever need to take the tailgate off, we can just disconnect it here as well as the camera disconnect on the other side, unravel it, and it'll come right off. So from here on out, then I started running it towards the front and I zip tied it wherever I could. Basically, I followed the wire harness going over the top of the frame, looking in the wheel well. You can see how we followed the wire harness of this vehicle and zip tied to it. Ran across the frame, went over the fuel filler tube, and we continue running it over the top of the frame and over the top of the gas tank and follow these lines right here and the wire harness. Again, we zip tie wherever we could. And then we'll make our entry into the cab following this wire harness. On the other side of the frames, there's a nice big grommet that we can work with to run our wires inside. So I'm gonna grip the grommet with some pliers here and gently pull it loose. Then I'll make a slit in here so I can run my wires through. We need to pull up this panel right here to get access to the wire that we're going to pull through from the bottom, as well as wires we need to tie into. So let's pull up on the edges here, slow, even pressure, and it pops up. Okay, for wire pulled through, we can go ahead and put our grommet back into place. Okay, now let's get access to our wires here. I'm going to pull back on these clips right here. And we can pull it up, makes it a little easier to work with. We'll go ahead and get inside this loom here and look for 2 wires we need to get access to. We're looking for 2 blue wires, one with a red stripe and one with a black stripe. Now, I got a lot of wire left over, so I'm gonna go ahead and shorten it up a little bit. Let's just cut it in half. Strip back the casing. We'll use the 2 provided wire taps to make our connections. We'll take our wire tap, slide it over wire we want to tap into. At this point, it doesn't matter which color wire we use. So I'm just going to slip one inside here. Use some pliers, squeeze down the metal clip, which will connect the 2 wires together. Do the same thing to the other wire here. When you push your wire into the side, make sure it goes all the way towards the back end. Now we'll go ahead and try it out with the tailgate in place, so lock it. You notice it opened up, which is fine. All we need to do is make one little fix. Now they don't tell you which ones it goes to, so it was a 50-50 shot. So all we gotta do is just take it apart and change it from blue to blue, to green to blue, and blue to green. And we'll try it again. So we'll lock it, and now we'll unlock it. Now, when everything's working the way we want it, we'll go ahead and reinstall the panels for a tailgate, as well as the panels on the inside of the vehicle, and zip tie any extra wires that we have left over. Next, we'll go ahead and code the key to the lock. So your ignition key will work the lock back here as well. Remove the protective panel. Fully insert the key. This is one you use all the time. Push it in all the way. Rotate the key clockwise until it stops. Make sure you push it in at the same time. And it'll stick a few times, so make sure it goes all the way around. Now the key should be coded and ready to go. And that'll finish it for the Pop and Lock Custom Tailgate Lock, part number PAL 8540 on this 2015 Toyota Tacoma.
Click the link below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com.